Hello, welcome in. Right, I've got a friend's PC that's has died. Basically what's happening, it's been switching itself off and on, and then all of a sudden it's died and won't turn back on. Now, as I'm looking in here, I have worked on this PC before, cleaned it up. There's a few dust bunnies. I've got a feeling that this may be down to insulation. With all the dust on it, it's probably caused insulation somewhere. But anyway, I'm going to go right through it, give it a good check through, have a look at it. I'm going to strip this thing down and give it a good clean out, reassemble it. And I don't like this hard drive, so I'm going to do a favour and swap out this hard drive. If it's not proprietary one, I'll have a look at that. If it's not proprietary one, I'm going to swap it out and put an SSD in there, and then probably use this hard drive as data drive to save data on. So I should be booting off an SSD. So I'm going to do that, but first of all, I've got this outside, as you can see, because I'm going to give this the leaf blower treatment to get all that muck out. So just stand by while I set this up. Just give me a second, guy. Right, so here we go. I can't see myself personally if this is set up correctly. I hope you can see it. Yeah, hope you can see it. And I'm just going to blow this thing out. Okay, a little bit better. Obviously I'm going to have to take this heat sink and fan off and get in between there, get all that out there. Rethermal paste it. As I said, I worked on this I think last year, but I'm actually going to now, because of this fault, I'm now going to see if I can replicate the fault. So I'm going to take it upstairs now, connect it all up, see if it'll post or not. Now, there's no saying that me just blowing this out could actually make it start working again, because it could have been all that dust causing insulation somewhere. But I'm going to check it out anyway. Especially I'm going to check out the CMOS battery here, make sure that's decent. If it's not, I'll change that out. I think I've got a couple upstairs, so I'll check that CMOS battery. But I'm going to do a diagnosis of this PC to see what keeps shutting down. Now, at the moment, I'm suspecting a power supply. You know, I've got my suspicions there. It could be that. Okay, guys, so here we are. I've got the power supply unit outside. I've dusted off the muck that was there, but you can still see there's still a lot of dirt in there, which I've got to clean out. You can see it. This is obviously a smoker. You see that dirt? You see how it's yellowy and cloggy and that? That's indication that this is a smoker's PC. So the smoke near it, and it's all the tar in the atmosphere that gets sucked into the fan while the PC's running, and it gets in and it goes that colour. It's not normal dust as such, normal household dust. That's smoker's dust. You can also tell by the state of the dust on the fan. But looking at this PSU, I got a feeling that I think it's actually dead. So I could have just tested a PSU upstairs. The thing is with this though, it's a proprietary PSU. It's a certain size and it's made just for that case. It's designed for that case, for that system. Now I could put another PSU in it, but I need one of this size, and I don't know if I've got one of this size because there's actually like a locating clip that it clips behind that. When you slide it in and push it up to screw it into the case, there's actually like a clip that springs up and locks this front edge into this front edge, as I say, into place, because obviously this is the back edge where the switch is. Lock this front edge into place, and the PSUs I think I've got are slightly taller, so we'd actually sit on top of that clip and it wouldn't actually lock it in. And though once you screw it in, I suppose it won't matter, but it'll be pressing down on that spring, so it'll be weakening it. So it's a case of if the connectors on the case aren't proprietary, in other words, some weird old connection, like some of them are like a 3-pin in like an L shape or whatever, I think I've got another case that I might just swap it out into and replace the PSU, so she'll get a more updated case. Obviously she's got the same parts. Really, to be quite honest, I would actually get rid of this, get another, but it's what the client likes at the moment. I think they have got intention of changing out later in the future, but I think she just mainly uses it, the kids use it, and she just uses it to watch the DVDs. So I'm going to see what I can do, and I might even just put her parts into another case and give her a different power supply unit, because I think this one's died. What I'm going to do actually is go upstairs now and connect up another PSU externally to that system, see if it boots up, and if it boots up then we know we've got the PSU. But I'm going to strip it down anyway. I'm going to try that, I'm going to strip it down, I'm going to try that, and if it does work then I'm going to strip it down, because I'm not going to strip it down if it's not that and it could be something else. So I'm going to try that, and if it is a power supply and it works, I'm then going to totally strip the system down and give everything a good clean, all the components a good clean. We'll ditch this PSU, it's no good for nothing anyway, compared to PSU. It's not worth the money. It's what is it? I don't even think it's there's not even a rating on it. Is there a rating on it? There is, but I've not got my glasses on, so I can't read a thing. I'm blind as a bat. Switching power supply, I don't even think it's an 80 watt gold, or I don't even think it's a 8 watt rating. Anyway, less of my waffling. What am I going to do now? I was thinking I was going to take this fan out, clean it up and put it back in, but I'm not too sure what I'm going to do, but we'll see. I'll give it a bit of clean up. It's not fantastic, just to check. I do think it's died, but I've given it a bit of clean up anyway as a project for myself, and I'm going to swap this out. I might check it again, but I'm going to swap it out, but I think it's died. I'm going to use a different power supply and we'll see how we get on. Okay, it could be RAM, it could be any number of things, it could be a board on the fault itself. So what I'll be doing, once I strip it down, I'll be checking all these caps. You see all these caps here? If any of them are blown, be checking all them to make sure none are blown, because if any are blown then obviously there's a fault on the motherboard. The cap would have to be replaced. Unfortunately I've got no caps to replace it, which includes a bit of micro soldering. I've got no caps to replace it, but I'll be checking all them, but from what I can see from a quick look, they look okay, but obviously there'll be a couple hidden under this heat sinking fan, so I'll have to check them out, but we're going to see. So the next step now, I'm going to take this back upstairs, connect it up and see if we can replicate the reason why it's not booting, and then we'll start doing the analysis from there. Okay, so see you in a few minutes. Okay guys, I'm back. I'll just give that power supply a bit of a clean out. I'm going to change it out anyway, put this one in, then I'm going to test it with this one. Once I've tested it with this one, if it works, then I'm going to strip this down, clean it up, and we'll see how we go from there. We'll see how we get on. Okay, so let's get cracking. Just a bit more. Just trying to get you in. Right, okay, so I'm going to put this power supply in and try it. In fact, that'll reach without going in. I'll do it externally first. That's a 4-pin EPS, that belongs to this, yes. Okay, yes. There we go. So that belongs on that edge. Okay. That's that. 4-pin EPS. Where did that go? This went down this side. All in this. Let's see if we can get a bit more of that through there. A bit more of that through there. That's great. Clips on this side. I just want to see. Now, I'm actually going to put the RAM back in. Simply because I think it may not be the RAM, and that's the wrong way around. I put that. I'm trying to think. Should I put that in? Okay. Let's take anything else off. The good thing about this power supply switch, it's got an on and off. Right, get my cable back. Pull this out. And I want to put this in. I just want to, all I'm doing for now is see if we boot. No, that wasn't the power supply, it was on. Yeah, the LED's on that power supply, so we don't. Okay, so we've got a. That's what we said it was doing. So I think we've got either a RAM issue. So I'm going to take the RAMs out again. Take the RAMs out again. Now what should happen is we should actually get a post into. That's why I like having RAM, bad RAM. Okay, so I took both RAMs to stick out and straight away it started up. So one of these RAMs is probably bad. So I am going to try each RAM stick one at a time because it could be the slot, and if I'm being honest, okay. Right, it's powered off again. It's just powered off again. Oh. It's not actually powered off. Fans are still spinning, it's still spinning. It seems to be in a low state cycle. So there we go. Got me. Error. Boot disk has been no boot disk. Right, okay. Okay, that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy with that at the moment. Okay, no boot disk error. You see, no boot disk error, which means I've caused no damage to the operating system on the hard drive itself or anything. So no damage is caused to that. Can't detect it. So obviously it can't detect it, can't access it. So it can't try to do nothing to it. So now let's try that RAM stick. Let's try this one. So I'm going to try, now what I'm going to do, make sure it's not the slots, I'm going to try this RAM stick in this slot. So I've done two things here now. If this works again, or if I get that error, it means that we know this RAM's working, and that slot seems to be okay. So because we know that's no good RAM, let's check this slot straight away. There you go. There you go. So it's not the RAM. It's not this RAM. Well, there you go. Error no good. Okay. So again, it's not detected the boot RAM, which is great. That's good. Now I'm going to repeat the process with the other sticker RAM. So now we know that RAM's okay. So I'm going to leave that RAM over there. And now I'm going to start off in this socket that I've just tested. And what I'm doing then, I will find out if it is the RAM, if one of these RAM sticks are causing an issue. So part of the issue was so it would start up but wouldn't. Okay. So now I'm suspecting that this boot drive is okay. This RAM stick is also okay. So we will turn that off again. And what I'm going to do is try the other slot. Now you might say, well, sometimes it could be the RAM stick in a certain slot. But now that I've got, see, the fans are still running. No boot, right off. Oh, now it's switched off. So now you see what I'm saying? That stick, now it's started up again. So that sticker RAM in that slot is an issue. Now I'm going to see it's starting up and starting off. Okay. So what I'm going to do, there you are, see just busy. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to do now, see what's happened there now, right? So let me show you what happened. This RAM stick worked in both slots and it ran without switching off and switching on. This RAM stick, however, that's in here, when put in, I'm not even looked at it to see which DIMM that is actually, to see which slot. When it's inserted into, let's see, should be a just a case of which. Okay, well, this RAM stick in the in the DIMM slot, furthest from the CPU, it starts up and then it goes into that boost, which is it kept switching on and off, switching on and off. But I'm now going to try again in this first one, because it never seemed to do that in this first one. It seemed to stay steady. So, right, so I've got that locked in, and I'm going to leave it again a second to see what happens. Right. Yeah, now it's switching off, whereas before it used to stay on. So I suspect that's this DIMM slot. That this did DIMM. Now it's on and stayed on. Now it's come off. Okay. Okay. I'm going to. It's boot cycling now. Okay, so I'm gonna switch this off. I'm gonna remove this DIMM. I'm gonna remove this DIMM. And I'm just going to. I think I might have some of this. I'm just going to. I may even take this out of the board and try it out of the case. Okay. Now I'm going to see if it starts switching off and switching on. You see, now that stayed running, whereas with this one it kept switching off and switching on in both DIMMs. So I suspect that this is a faulty DIMM. I've got some more. I've got some more of them. Let's see if I've got any of them under there. You see, that's staying up. This is how it should behave. It's in the BIOS because there's no BIOS. There's no boot drive because it's not connected. But at least it stayed running. You see what I'm saying? Whereas that one, it kept cutting off and cutting on. So now, I no longer suspect that DIMM slot. I think that DIMM slot is fine. I'm now just going to do one last check. Now you might say I'm being pedantic because you've just done that, but I just want to double check my work. So now I'm just going to move this DIMM slot furthest away from the CPU. So at first I thought it might have been the DIMM slot, but it's not. The RAM slot, I thought it might have been, but it's not. I'm more leaning now towards that it's a bad. But I also think it was a combination of that and the power supply, because that power supply don't seem to have responded. So, done that. So now I'm going to try again. Now this one's switched off. But now it's running fine. So when it booted up, when I put it in that slot, maybe memory train because I moved it to a different slot when it had already found that slot, got that slot. But I'm just going to I'm not. I'm kind of thinking that I might either have a fault on the board, or it's a stim slot. So now I'm going to check the stim again, because I really suspect this could be the stim. Okay, so the ball fin now will probably do that what it just did before, because I've got 2 in, so it's going to retrain it. No, it's actually stayed on this time. Okay, we know there's no thingy. I'm happy about that. Because what I will do is now it has switched off. And now it's running at full. Now we can hear it running at full speed. Now it's turned off totally. Okay. No. So now I'm going to cut back the stim that I put in, and if it works, then I suspect what I suspect. Right. I've got that. So let's say Intel i3-322. Or 3200. I think there's a fault on this. I think there's a fault on this board, guys. I really do. Let me. This is the monitor you're watching, right? And this is what it's connected to. Now, at the moment, nothing's coming on, so I'm going to turn that off. Turn that off. And for some unknown reason, this is a good chip. This is a good chip. I took the bad chip out, and it worked in this before. So let me just move it into this slot, just in case it's got a fancy for this RAM. Now it's gone back to what it says. watching this screen, that's CI3220. Okay. Right. Okay. That's it. It's. I don't even think it's because of that. It's switching on and off, switching on and off. So it could have actually even corrupted that. So now I'm going to take the board out actually, and I am now convinced that I may have a board issue. Okay, so that's in the off position. Take that out. Right. Pin connector off. Okay, so at the moment, we know that power supply works, so we've got no issue with that one. I'm going to take this board out. So connectors off. Connectors off. The thing is, there's no power supply to the front panel. Yeah, I've got to disconnect everything because it's. So it's that. And I need that. Take that out. Take that off. Okay. DL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. Okay. What's the one? That's the one I've got on the thing actually. Yeah. I think it might be a boarding one. Need a flat plate screw. I don't have many. I need an extension. I got an extension, haven't you? Yeah, it's two things. One was power supply. Other one Okay, guys. Right. So this around a bit now. Come down here. You don't need to see my mush. You need to see what's happening. So I'm gonna. There we go. So I'm just gonna clean this out a bit. So the first thing I want to do is take this off. Same screw again. Is it? Yep. Yeah. So I'm just. That's not brakes. That's just it. Okay. So just get my alcohol there. Get drunk on, of course. Perforated. So we'll just clean off the base of the heat sink. And I'll probably have to strip that, yeah, it's choking. I'll probably have to strip that fan down as well. If you could see what I could just seen. If you could see what I just seen, then you know why I'm going to do that. Okay, and that. A couple of Q-tips. Just clean off the CPU. Right, so now what I'm going to look at is all these. Let's clean that up. There you are. Excellent, 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 excellent. Okay, I'm going to have to strip down this fan. Don't know if you can see it in there. Strip down this fan. Can you see all that? See all that fluff in there, inside there? Get all that out. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so that's that. I don't really need to set the thing out. So now what I'm doing, guys, I'm inspecting all these caps. I'm looking for any burn mark on the board, see if anything's burning out while we're getting this intermittent problem. I also need to prying tool here. I also need to just get a plastic prying tool here. I just need to that should looks okay. Let's do a negative. Just get the multimeters, guys. Just in. Because right, sorry about that. Right, okay, so now I'm going to check all these caps and look for any that's look like they're getting blown. I can't see. Looking at it quickly, everything looks okay. Nothing looks out of place. None of them are swollen. None of them are blown. They're all creased. Is that just dust? Yeah, that's just dust. I'm just looking at the back of the traces just to see if there's anything like scotch or burn mark. I think something might have burnt out. Or burning out that's causing this. But there's nothing. This board looks absolutely fine in that respect. However, I am suspecting that could be a fault on the board, and who knows? Yeah, definitely smell the cigarette. Definitely can smell the tar. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. CPU. CPU looks fine. Looks all intact. Right, there's nothing. So this is an Intel i3200. Okay. We've got Intel i33200. So I just need. Okay. So let's get ready to rumble. Okay. Let's and that's just a light rub. Well, if you wonder what I'm using hypersol alcohol, guys. Isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, that's what I'm using. So I'm clearing out all the ports. Swap ends. So I'm just giving this. This is not really a deep clean, but it's a clean to refresh it. Okay, so there you go. And that's just a quick blast off. Now just imagine if I deep clean it. Now, basically, I'm just trying to analyze if there's any trace. If I can see any like score mark on the surface, that could probably be showing a trace or something for this problem. I've got a feeling that this thing could start behaving once it's reassembled. Maybe the disassembly has probably done it some good. But now what I want to do is actually is actually have a look at the case. I'm not interested in that power supply at the moment. That's on its day for now. So put this up behind this for now so it don't evaporate. Just put that down there, get off there. I just want to give this case a good look if you know what it is. Alright. So I'm just going to wrap this case. I need a light. You're not missing that much at the moment. Look. Don't define me. Don't define me, son. Actually, right, see you've got one more. Back to you, I don't want to bring it. Really? Look, you were wrong. She's not troubling you, she don't care. I mean, she's fucking. You won't get yourself in fucking trouble, you. You shouldn't let him just lick it all fucking. So I just took the front bezel off, so let me just show you. I'll take the front bezel off. So I'm also giving this a clean as well. See all the dust inside there on these ledges, caught up in the edges. Look at all this that's just come up there. See? Smoker's dust. So I'm now around here a bit. I am now just cleaning up. I'm now just cleaning up this front panel. So I'm going to get most of this and then I'm going to. So there you go. That's the system. It needs deep cleaning. It will cost. Can I not? That fucking wildlife. What the fuck? Stop. I will, but you just gotta wait. Why don't you? I'm fucking cooking the topics. No. Okay, so I'm now just gonna take out the. Oh, I've been quiet for a while. I'm just now gonna take out the CD. I'll try to. Now, as far as I can tell, this should only be secured on one side, but then again, I may be wrong. And that's what I'm looking at. See that? So, doing your nuffering nearly. Doing mine in there, can you? Yeah. Okay, so I've just been joined by Millie. She's come to oversee what I'm doing. I've been disturbed by one of the grandkids downstairs. That's where I disappeared to before. To the door. Okay, see how old this thing is. December 2012. Right. Let me just enter some details into this thing here. Right. Okay. Okay. But not exempt. So, first thing I need to do, type up a few more notes now. So what I found here is notes here. So what I found is that space replicated system of root to swap PSU however system did or on off system did or on and off power and off disconnected H HDD. Reserve any data. Yeah, if you wonder what I'm doing, guys, I'm just making some notes here. Yeah, on this machine because I've worked on it before. So I'm just making some notes here. It does want a total replacement, to be quite honest, but we're going to see if we can get it to a working state. I was going to swap out this HDD, but no, I don't think I'll bother. If the client is considering getting a different type system, a smaller form factor, micro ATX, or those mini ITX systems, she might be considering. So I am reluctant to replace this hard drive. I don't even know what size hard drive it is. I might have a look what size hard drive it is. If it's small enough, I may do. I may clone it. I'm not made my mind up yet. I'm going to see how we get along first. If it's working out that it's not worth it, then I probably won't. If I think we get a couple of years out of it, then I probably will. We'll see how we go. I'm going to be making certain decisions along the way as I go. So, yes. So, right, I made some notes there. I'll stop there for a second and carry on. I just need to make those notes for reference. Oh, I know what I want to do to the I just want to, yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, I wanted to check on this. Okay. The meter on that battery's not the reading on that battery's not too bad, so it looks okay. Okay. Next, I need to. So that's that. No. To the state that you want. You can tell this is really antiquated when you've got this kind of connector on here. On your CD for sound, as modern ones now. Okay, I think we could be ready for putting back. I'm going to put back on the front. Don't know where that came from. That's a buffer, isn't it? That's a rubber. That is a. CD. What's I going to say? No, I forgot something. I didn't think. No, I forgot. What's that, did it? No, it's okay, that one. What? Do I want it? Do I want to try it? Okay, yes, doing a lot of things. Okay, I'm just putting back in, guys, the CD-ROM. I've just took it out, give it a clean down, so it looks a little bit better. Before I do that, I just want to. I think I may need to. I can see a blue wire and it's not fucking. There we go. There we go. That's better. Put that back in there, that's the one. It's a shit design, this, I'll tell you that. For nothing. I'll tell you this for nothing. This is a shit design. It was a HP, a Dell HP. doesn't need to be. It just needs to be. Connectors are not very one of those connectors at all. Right. Next job, guys. As you can see, I am giving this thing a bit of a clean as well. Oh, not just a normal. Okay, so first I'm going to take off all this excess grime off the blades. Okay, so I'm just down here. Okay, so I'm just going to take all this excess and then I'm going to take all this excess and then we'll go through it a little bit. Yeah, but no, that's not. Okay. No. Oh. Okay, so we've got this fan down. Another fan that sort of had to. Was there another fan? Right, so what I'm doing now, guys, is I'm cleaning up this fan extra. Now, cleaning all this up and nothing works. If it does, then I don't have to do it because I've done it as I've gone along. And it's also a good time to inspect the fans, see the bearings. The bearing seems okay. I mean, this fan is old, so hence so is the system. The system really could do with being brought up to date. It's really old. It's antiquated. I would hence to get a part. I could probably. It'd probably cost me about 50 quid to replace this. I'm not sure if the client would want to spend 50 quid. I asked her, but I don't know. But anyway, oh yes, we've got this CPU fan as well. But first, we'll put back on the case fan, area case fan. Here's the motherboard. I need to see this rear case fan. It's in the case. These are the I/O. There. That's the CPU fans up there. In there. Now I'm taking it like that, so that's got to be upwards. I'm taking it like that, so that. Yeah, it comes out and comes up there, so that was out. That was all that was in. Right, okay. Let's see how that's done. Couldn't it be done the other way? Does that mean? Couldn't it be done? At the end of the day, you can't see it anyway, so it makes no difference. You can't be seen, so it makes no difference. That's the truth. It cannot be seen, so it can't, so it's not going to make much difference. These ones, 3 off. You can see you're getting oh. Okay. Right. There we go. So that's that. And these back in. I need to put the front lock on. Put the front bezel back on. No. Okay. So now it's board insertion time. So let me pull that out here. Pull all these through here for now. The thing with proprietary case, like with all things, there's pros and cons to all things. Proprietary case is in that respect, but it's a bit like when you got these high performance. So it's when you got high performance cars. Yeah. The thing is high performance. You basically have to go and get them checked out because you basically have to go and get them checked out. Okay, so we're now going to reassemble the system now and see how we get along. Okay, so there's a motherboard screws, yes. What's that behind it? I've got to do this cooler, but I'll do that after I get this board back in. I'll get the board back in. Now I should check this board off. And I'm thinking of checking this board out of the system and see what we get. Check this board out of the system. We should find Okay. What's on the test bench? Get the test bench set up. Okay guys, so get the test bench up. Get my test bench up. And just before that, let's put this battery back in. Okay, battery back in. And we're just going to quickly put this back up. So I want I'll put the dim slots back in as well. So we've got those in, and I can see. Yeah. See what I've got. Okay. Dim slots are in. So I'll put this on the test bench, and let me bring you out a bit. Let me take that mask off there. There you go. Now we can see what's going on. Mask off there. Okay, so you're on the test bench, swivel this round. Bring you up a bit. There you go. Right. I'll probably move this one down here. There we go. You can see what's going on now. Okay, you can see what's happening now. There you go. Right. get these secured down. Not going to do too many. I need to change some gloves there, so I'm not going to do too many screws. Just enough to get us booted. There we go. It's been a bit awkward. There we go, so we just get a couple of screws in. Okay, now we've got that. Now let's step in. Let us apply. So okay. The only thing I need here now is power. Reset. Don't need that. Just need a bit of power switch, and there's a front panel. Front USB, front USB, front panel. Power switch. That should be the power switch there. Okay, now I want to it's you again. Oh, we've not got the right, just take a couple of seconds, guys. Won't take too long. I'll just do this so it's done. Don't worry about it. I need to take the take this off so I can clean out that. I decided to go absent. There we go. Once I've cleaned that out, that'll be that. Right. There you go, state of that. Right, so I'm just going to clean that up. Okay. Now, this is what happens to fans. This demonstrates the amount of dust in the atmosphere that your fans pull in. And so it is advisable that when you give this PC a clean, so you get this done now. Won't take too long. What we're doing now is it just shows the amount of dust that's in the atmosphere that gets pulled into your system through your case fans. And obviously, the more case fans you've got, the longer you leave it, then all case fans being equal will probably be caked in. Don't forget, when you've got a smaller fan and you've only got a couple of fans, that one fan's pulling a lot more dirt in. It takes a lot. It builds up a lot quicker. Whereas when you've got several fans, it just means more cleaning, but less stress on that fan because it's not got as much grime because it's spread out across more fans. These are important. That's why I talk about deep cleaning your PC. Deep cleaning your PC is very similar to this, but it's a lot more intensive. If I had to deep clean this, I would have took out all the RAM, clean all the RAM slots. You know, just gave them a quick blow out, and that's because I actually worked on this system last year, and I gave it a good clean then. So basically, it's just a case of keeping on top of what's already been done. Which you have now because this is getting a clean. If you want it. Yes. Yes, guys. So, okay, that's that part one. Now we've got the second bit, which is this. This is what I'm. See that? See all that? Yeah? Okay. That's that. Now, if you wonder why, you say, well, it's not really clean, why are you cleaning it again? It's because it's been lying out there. It's been lying out here. Dust has been collecting on it, but that cleaning that I did was just a quick clean to get the bulk of it off. I want to give it as good a chance as any for a good cooling. These kind of stock fans aren't really the best at cooling. They're not too bad. I mean, it's alright for this processor, I suppose. It's not really a system that's going to do real heavy loads. It's not like it's going to be doing any rendering or video editing. Surf the net, watch a few videos, YouTube and that. So basically, that's kind of it. You know, it's limit really. You know, you can do certain things within certain limits. It's not going to get too hot, but I want to give it as much. Right, okay, so that should be that. So now we can attach my van back. Okay, so attach this back now. Rolling it through. Sure, that's not full, that's not mine. Yeah. What's wrong with the driver? Right. Okay. Now I need a glove. And I need some compounds now. No. There. Through. Okay. Spread that. So bring it up. And this chip's not going to be a very hot chip as such, but I like to keep the standards the same. Okay. Okay. Get rid of that. And now we'll reapply this. Now I just want to see where my CPU fan is. On these systems, things are actually in different locations. CPU fan is here. So I have that there. So that's bang on. Okay, so the CPU fan is there. Okay. Okay, so we go bang. Then we come across here, if we can. So now I'm going to have a slight problem. There we go. Right, so we've got a CPU fan, so now we won't be blowing anything up. Okay. Let's just try and go there. Just want to put. And then we want the both in EPS. Over there we go. That's in. I need to just disconnect this a second. Okay, I'm just disconnecting that second, guys. So we're going to see what we see. There's the other screen. So looking down here. Look down here, guys. Down here, guys. Yeah. This is the screen. See my hand here. This is the screen you're looking for, which is connected to this. So we'll see what happens now. So disconnected that. So we just need to add power to this. Power to this. Click that on. And press my start up. Okay. Watching here. Right, so I'm going to try to come through. F1 boot. VHS fan at the setting. That's okay, don't worry about that. I'm not worried about that. She's got a lot of intrusion things. But let it run, and then we're going to see if it starts switching on and off. Yeah? Because that's what's happening before. Now we've got both dims back in. We're out the case. Yeah? Time and date not set. We don't worry about that. What is this board? Some HP, so we don't know if we've got the latest BIOS. BIOS revision date V814. Look at that, 23rd of the 1st, 2013. So let me just make a note of that BIOS. I'm just going to make a note of that BIOS, and then we'll see if there is another BIOS. Now, if you're wondering why I'm stood here waiting, it's because I want to see if I get that turning off and turning on. If I get that and turning off and turning on again. So I'm just waiting. So that's what I'm buying. So what I'll do, I'm making all this BIOS. So revision date, BIOS, revision date. And there's one that says, so it's a V8-14, and it was 01, which is 23rd of January 2013, and we'll see if we've got another BIOS for that. Okay, right. Okay. I really this should be left on for quite a while, but I'm not getting that loop booting thing when it's switching off and switching on as it was before. So don't forget, I've cleared the CMOS, so that could have something to do with it as well. It could have stabilized the system because I've took it out and cleaned it out. So it says it's bare minimum now. So now we know that the board works. It's not saying still not a fault on the board, but now we're going to see if we put it back into the chassis. Now, we don't know. It could be that DVD drive. It is old. It could be the hard drive. It could even be the rear fan on the chassis that's causing it. But it says it's not detected. I'm not saying the fan will be a problem, but if there's a short in the fan, it could be causing a problem. It's causing the board to short, causing the power supply to peak, to spike. Yeah? So there's that as well. Anyway, it does seem to have settled. So now we're going to put it back into the case and see what we've come up with. Okay, so I'm going to switch it off for now. There you go, switched off. Turn that off. Okay, disconnect that. So that's it for my test bench. So that now seems to have settled down. So we're going to put it back in its original case. Just get my so now I just need to make some notes. Put that down there a second. So there we go. Right, okay. So that's that. So I'll be putting this power supply in. I will not be using the customized power supply. I think that has died. Okay, so okay, so we can take this off now, and we can now move forward. Put it back in its case and see what's what. Now again, I'm beginning to think less and less likely that it's RAM, but it still could be. But the RAMs seem to work. I've done that test, yeah, and then the fault came back again afterwards. So, if anything, I want to say it's the board. I want to say there could be a fault on the board, but we're going to see. Okay. I missed one. I've missed one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There. Now just bear with me 1 second. I always put these back. I'll just leave these on the board so I know where they are all the time. Just put them on the board so that I've got them. I don't have to keep looking for them. They're there. This is an old test bench, but you know what? I'll keep it because it does what I do. So it's good for that. It's got a power switch on it, so I don't have to look for power switches. So Lee, it's one of the early models, test bench, but it'll do. Probably the only thing I could probably only graph I've got about this is where this handle is, because obviously as I've seen then, I'm working at an awkward angle because I couldn't get the screwdriver down because this handle's in the way. I suppose I could take this off, but unfortunately part of the strength is in the handle. You know, if I took this off, it adds a bit more stability to this, because it's not really that solid, if you know what I mean. But it does what I do, because it's very rare actually when I'm test bench, so I don't need a massive test bench as such. I don't need one of these top of the end test bench, because the amount of testing I do, the amount of times I have to use a test bench is so far and few between, it's infrequent. Could probably just do it on the mat without the test bench. But I just like it because it's got the power switch It just helps. It just has its purpose. I say it's only when you got these weak proprietary boards that you come across sort of like these issues. So am I going to put that in first, or am I going to put the board in? Am I going to put the power supply in first, or am I going to put the board in? I think I'll put the board in first. Why, you say? Because then it gives me more light and I can see what's happening around. Okay, so line that in. I'm actually doing this the wrong way. It should have come in from the other way. No. Let's see, coming that way. Oh, that's where you need to come in. That's it. And then, so don't do what I do. Come in the awkward way. Come in the proper way first time. Now, I'm just checking now. I've got no fouling straps fouling these ports. So when the customer wants to put a flash drive in or anything, she can plug it right in. Okay, so everything seems to be lined up. I feel good. I feel comfortable with that. So we'll go and start tightening down. Okay, that's the right direction. Just get this first one in. This first one's going to be. I want to get this first one in this corner because I suppose I could do this one and then I can manipulate it afterwards. Yeah. I've just done it. Got it in a few screws by hand there. Now sometimes when you put a board back in the board, yeah, a board back in the board. When you put a board back in the case, you can have weird problem. I have come across. It's not often, honestly. I've come across this once where I don't know what it was. In fact, to this day, I'm still not sure what it was. But it was the case. I put a board in. I had a customer who had a problem. Similar to this actually. It kept shutting down, or it just shuts down, would start up. And kind of took the board out of the case, done test, passed all its test. Then I put it back in the case, and it started playing up again. So obviously my first thought then went, okay, make sure nothing was grounding it out. So then I think, well, okay, then it's got to be switches, power switches. So I took the power switch off and put like an external one on, so the board was still in the case. Put an external power switch on, like you get these. Put that on, right? It still won't have it. Okay, took the reset switch off. So I took all the front panel. So I took the front. Didn't have USB then. I took the front reset switch, power switch, and turbo switch. Because then in there you used to have a switch for turbo. Not that it was that much of a turbo, but you know what I'm saying. You guys that have been doing this as long as I have, you know what I mean. The turbo switch. So I took all those off, and I thought, right, okay, we'll just put the power switch. We just connect up the power switch, the external power switch. Well, no, just connect the power switch first. Still won't boot. Yeah. So don't forget, I took an external switch. Took an external switch, i.e. a spare switch. Just plugged it on. Still won't start up. Put its own the case power switch on. Still won't start up. Took that off. Try the reset switch on the power switch, won't turn on. Try the power switch on the reset switch, won't turn on. Try the boost. In fact, I tried all the switching in various combinations, and it still won't turn on. Took the board out of the case again. Connected up. Took the board out of the case again. Connected up the power supply that was in the case. Connected up all the umbilicals, like we run it like this out of the case, and just clicked it on, and it worked. When I put it in the case, it won't work. So it was like it was grounding out somewhere. Check the back of the board, couldn't find nothing, and to this day, I still don't know why it just won't work in that case. Put it in another case, work fine. We've got another case, sort of like all this case, put it in, worked fine, but it just would not work in that case. So I don't know if there was something in the case. There was some part of the case that was causing an issue. Well, obviously there must have been. And it just wouldn't have it. It just would not have it. So what I'm saying is, I could do this and then find. I don't know if this could be the second one in my career that I've come across. That could be a case issue. Now, don't ask me why. Obviously, as we know, cases are metal and all the rest of it, and they do metals do deteriorate over time. But like I said, I don't know why it happened, but it did. I'm just saying that the case just didn't like the case. So it was a bit like somebody not liking. Not everybody likes. Maybe that PC was just fussy. Maybe just like, enough for you, mate. You know, there is certain anomalies in life that you just got no explanation for. As hard as you try, there's just no. And I'm not actually. I'm just making sure these are snugged up. So I'm not cranking on them. So don't worry. But yeah, as I say, it just baffled me. And to this day, I'm still baffled. But you know, you move on. It's just something you learn. It's an anomaly, and in this case, pun on words there. But in this event, in this circumstances, it was just what it is. It was just what it is. What it was. It was just weird. I don't know why it happened. I couldn't tell you why it happened. But there you go. It just happened. Now, let's get these front. Now I've got to put this. Take it. This is Wi-Fi. Now this is a front panel connector. This is a front panel connector, isn't it? Yeah, proprietary. That's what I was talking about. Proprietary front panel connector. So there it is. This is what one, which is there. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 pins. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 pins. So that's your front panel. That's the only. That's probably the only plus, but it's not a plus if it don't work. Okay. What I'm saying is, alright. Okay. Then we've got. What's this? SD card. SD card shit thing. Is that 4-pin thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's not that. this one. Audio shit. Oh, it's that yellow one. Oh, it's colour coded. Colour coded. There you go. It's colour coded. Right. See what I've done. I've got to I'll do this again because that's okay. That one's running okay. I'm saying it's running okay. Probably leave it around there and bring it back. Put some stress on the cable. Okay, right. So, moving that up. Okay, now what I've got to do is bring these up. This is the cable management. It is. Just realised it's the cable management. That's what keeps the cable rooted off the board. That is there. And that goes onto something. Well, it seems to be. It's not like it seemed to. I think part of the problem was. But my right wanted to my person wanted to change it. It is long in the tooth now. Right, okay, so I'm just doing a bit of cable management as such. Shouldn't really. Statically. And get that kink out of there. That's it. Over there. There we go. Wi-Fi back in. Wi-Fi. It's really weird. Okay, that's just right. I know you can't see a lot, guys. I'm sorry about that. Put the proofs in the pudding, right? So we'll get this bad boy back on here. So I'm going to pull this out again. Put that in again. It's cable management, so it's got a bit of ready-made built-in cable management. I'm just routing things. No, it's not somewhere to name this. USB. This is taking the front umbilicals. So this one is black at the front there, which is here. I've already sussed out. It's a front panel. The blanking space is there. There you go. So that's that. And then the last one is this one. I think it matters which it goes on. There we go. There we go. Back on. Okay. Right. Let's give us a try. I'm not put the what's it on yet. There's no power supply in there. So right, we're putting this power supply in. There's pros and cons to everything you do. You'll never win them all. Some people always say, you know, you should have done that first. There is actually no there's no supply. I'm not going to say that. You know, it is what it is. There you go, that's locked in. It's great. You can tell it is actually slightly bigger. But there you go, such is life. And now the screws for power supply. Where's this back out? Right. Okay. Right. So I believe I should have put the you got two choices. What do I want? You see, and that's going the wrong way. So that has to be that one is up here. And this one is up there. Okay, I guess. See, it could even be these. Even be these that's causing it. You don't know. Which one's? So SATA 0, SATA 2, SATA 1, SATA 2. So this is SATA 0, SATA 1, SATA 2, SATA 3. So the HDD voltage is set to 0. Alright. I'm actually thinking it could be this. Yeah, I'm thinking it could be this. Yeah. I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling it out. That is a clip, which is disappointing. Yeah, but given the age of this, the cable is probably newer than the bleeding dry. The cable is, so I'm not sure why it doesn't click. You see, I don't like the way these cables are. You know, I might have to bleed change out these cables, these SATA cables. I'm not convinced. I'm not refreshing the show. With all the twisting of it, it could be that it's actually breaking down inside because of that hold. Because they've got so much awkward twisting. I'm saying to you, it could be that is causing the issue. Right. That's the 4-pin. That's the 4-pin EPS. That's the 4-pin EPS. 20-pin shitbag. Right, so that's a 20-pin power supply on. I just want to check it's locked in. Yes, I didn't hear it click, but it's locked. It's locked. I've got to make sure. Make sure that 4 on the end that is not sticking out. That's not okay. So everything's looking good in there so far. Right, cable management you're not going to see anyway because there's not that much to see. There's not much. So now I need to give. Should I use that same bed? Shall I use one bed? That's a lot. Shall I use one bed? Shall I? Oh, that's a Molex. Molex. Bloody hell, Molex. Oh, Molex on here. That's got a Saturn, I believe. Bloody hell. That's got a Saturn. So a Molex, and I believe in floppy drive, an old standard floppy drive. Bloody alright. Where's my curve on this? That side. Okay, so this should have been. Should actually put these on first, but it's one of them things I was. See, now pull it out. That bleeding pain in the ass starts to come out now. It's only not sitting right. It's only it's not. I've got a feeling these cables are shit. These cables are. What's the issue on here? just want to get this to go. I shouldn't. No, I've done things awkwardly myself here. That's what happens when you use. This is what happens when you've got proprietary PCs are proprietary parts and weird layouts and everything rammed up behind power supplies, and because I want to make it as cheap as possible. HP are not one of my favourite manufacturers' systems to work on. Now, there have been one or two that have been sort of like half decent. I won't say the phrase they're brilliant. They're never brilliant. They've always got some sort of design issues. But in general, I'm not the greatest fan of HP. And you see this? Okay, so now we've got that settled in. I'm going to test it because I'm not going to tie up anything yet because these cables are starting to. And I might have to change this. I just don't like this DVD cable. And really, I shouldn't have connected that yet. I should have booted it up. Without that on, and see. So boot it up just in case it is a DVD. I don't need the setting. I just need the power. I took the power off. I don't need it on. I just took the power off. I'll let this. I'll just let the power on. Right. Okay. So now I will. Just make a couple of notes, guys. Couple of notes here. Okay. Something. 15 quid for the PSU, for the power supply unit. Okay. So I know there's no. I'm not asked about keyboard and mouse yet. Well, I will be actually. Right, okay, so I am going to get myself a keyboard and mouse. I want another one of them. I want another one of them. I want another one of the ones that I use on my streamers. This is another one, but the only thing with this is it's one where you put the batteries in it. That's the only difference with this one. The ones that I use on my streamer, it's rechargeable. So let's make sure that the front USB works. So that's the button. So we'll put that in there. One or two batteries? Oh, two batteries. Is it two batteries for the keyboard, one for the mouse? Yeah. Mouse. What I want to do. Well, no, because this is only used. This is only used a lot of the time. A lot of the time I borrow that one when I'm not got. But fortunately, because I've got my streamer on today, lads, I'm going to use this one. Normally I just borrow the one off the streamer. I'm not streaming because I'm doing this recording. I've got to. Right, so let's disconnect this again. Because you're not putting no power to the thing. Yeah, classic error, guys. Not put the cord in the bag. I've got an habit of doing that. Okay. Okay. See how we go this time. So let's turn the power to on. Okay. Let me just. Some things. I'm just giving the capacitors time to sort of like charge up a little bit. That's that's PSU in the fan on there, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, it's okay. Right, okay, let's try again. And we've got, I want you to see, let me see, can you see? Let me, yeah, there you go. There you go. Look down there. See, there's a screen there. It's just booting up Windows, okay, see? Keep watching that screen. There we go. There's the desktop. Okay, so good news, it's posted, it's on, as you can see there. As you can see, it's on. Okay. So there you go, guys. So we've got it. The power supply unit. Her RAM seems to be okay. I can't actually. I'm not gonna ask the customer for a pin to get into it. I don't need to get into it. It's up and running. I'm leaving it running for a few minutes. Just to ensure. Oh right, I need to reconnect up the DVD. Okay, so I just need to power this down. So we'll make sure now that there's no... Right, so now it works with the PSU. What? Want me to take it to work onto the book, paper it. Do it, man. No freeness. No freeness, no. You want freeness? Yeah, if you want freeness, then do it yourself. I didn't mind that. I'm going to call you drive. Put you in SSD in. Okay, right. Okay, so I'm going to clean it up. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to clean this up now. I've got that many. Yeah, I've got that many things. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap that up now there. It was great seeing you all. And I'm going to just clean up this PC now. I've just texted the customer to tell her it's up and running again. And I'm going to clean up this PC now, do a bit of cable management inside of it, and call it quits there. So, hope you learned something. Bye for now. Bye, guys.